This episode is brought to you by SmartVestor. Connect with an investing pro near you at RamseySolutions.com/SmartVestor.
Ann is with us. Ann is in New Orleans. Hi, Ann. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi. I hope I'm smarter 5 minutes from now.
I can't promise that.
So I'm a little late to this Roth conversion party. And last year I moved $100,000 from my IRA to a Roth, and got a very rude awakening with my tax bill because we went from 24% to 32%, and so I'm just wondering, is it better to just take the poison pill and move it all, dribble it out $50,000 to $100,000 a year? I mean, somebody's talking about charitable remainder trust, but that seems too complicated for me, and I don't want to do something that I can't understand. So I just need a little wisdom.
Yeah, how much is it total that you're trying to convert?
$2.3 million.
Oh. Wow.
Okay. Well, I'm sure you probably already understand that the whole tax bill did not move to 32%. We have what's called a marginal tax system, right?
Correct.
So
correct.
just the last portion moved to 32%,
Right,
but not
yeah.
the whole thing.
But
If you
it came
had
to a
moved
big number.
2.3 million, most of it would be at more than 32. It would bumped on up from there. How old are you?
71.
And so you got RMDs breathing down your neck.
Correct. And I didn't know, I just learned, recently about the inheritance penalty for my adult children.
It's not a penalty. They're going to pay
Well,
all it is. They're going to pay the taxes, and they have to withdraw it over a 10-year period of time.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But it's not a penalty. It's just you haven't paid the taxes, so they get to. The 2.3 is not is taxable now, and if it's left to them in an inherited IRA, it will be taxable to them.
Right.
But it's not an inheritance tax or a penalty. Okay, so the RMDs come into play, and the inheritance issue comes into play. So we'll start with the premise of all of it being in Roth is best for both things, obviously, because you got no RMDs and you got no problem on the inheritance transfer. Then the question is, what is the wisest way to schedule the movement mathematically?
Correct.
How much do you want to move and how often? Because you're going to get to RMDs no matter what we do unless we chunk this thing. And so, because your RMDs are 74 now, I believe. So you just got a couple years. So do you have a good tax attorney or accountant?
I thought I did, but I think I might need a better one.
Okay, so what I would do is get two opinions then. I would get your guys' or gal's opinion and then go to RamseySolutions.com and click on ELP for tax provider. And what I want to do is I want them to sit down with you and do you have a great investment advisor?
I do.
Okay. You might even get a third set of calculations there, because what I'm trying to calculate is against the RMD problem, I want to move it as fast as I can move it tax efficiently. You're going to get some bracket creep. I just don't want to jam you all the way up in the top bracket and do it all at once, because that's going to cost you an extra 10% versus doling it out over some number of years. And if it's going to take 15 years, I'm just going to take some tax hits. But if I can dole it out over 5 or 7 years and not get completely and save, I don't know, $150,000 in taxes, which might be the case, then I'm going to create a staged mathematical formula that runs it out with the least bracket creep over the shortest number of years. Did that make any sense?
It makes a lot of sense.
Okay, and I don't know how to do that in my head right now on the radio, but I think I could do it if I sat down. Might take me 30 minutes or something, but I think your investment advisor can, or a couple of tax people could run it, and then you could look at their different ideas of which way to do this. I think if it's going to take 15 years, that the RMD and even the estate tax concerns, the RMD math and the estate tax concerns are going to overtake what tax savings you would get. So I'm not going to take 15 years. I'm going to move it, and I'm going to move it in under a decade. But I don't. But I don't know what the implications of that are mathematically. I got to back that out and in my head. So in terms of the bracket creep, so that's what I'm trying to get it out of there to where you're going to have some RMD, and that's the trade-off for not getting as much bracket creep as you would get. You could do no RMD and just divide it by. You said you're 74. You divide it by 4 years, right? We could do 500 a year if you weren't concerned about bracket creep, but that's going to jam the bracket every year.
Right. Now, you didn't say anything about that charitable remainder trust. I take it.
Well, charitable remainder trust has nothing to do with this except that you could move the money anytime you, whether it's in there or not, you can move money into this and take a write-off, but you lose control of it. You've designated the money to a charity. You get to live off of the income of the trust, but you no longer own the money.
Okay.
And you're taking a charity write-off for that, and that's an estate tax move usually, or someone that's wanting to ensure that their money goes to a certain charity, a qualified charity. But the downside is you lose control of the money, and obviously it is not going to heirs either. Then.
Yeah. Okay. All good things. Well, thank you. I think I am a little bit smarter, but I'll talk to some more smart people.
Oh, yeah. I think you're going to have to talk to ones that have got more time on their hands than I do on a radio call to be able to crunch the numbers. But that's the concepts. I mean, there's 3 or 4 things pulling at this from different directions. So the thing she's alluding to, that let's talk about it for a second, is, and James, when do RMD start? Pull that up to make sure. I think it's 74 they moved it to. Required minimum distributions. So if you have non-Roth traditional IRAs or 401ks, they have not gotten their tax money yet, and they required minimum distributions beginning, I believe it's at 74 years old.
I think you're right.
And you get taxed on the amount that they require you to pull out, and they require you to pull it out. It's probably over a 15-year period of time or something like that. It's got a formula.
The IRS hasn't updated it, but it says if you reach age 73 in 2024, so this is outdated, your first RMD is due by April 1st, 2025.
Yeah, so 74. Yeah, that's what I thought. So right now it's 74. And then the other thing is if under the Biden Secure Act,
yes,
if you have an inherited IRA that's a traditional or inherited 401k that's a traditional, meaning you named a beneficiary on your program, you leave it to your kid, 100% of that is taxable because it hasn't been taxed yet.
And they're on a time frame.
And it's on a 10-year time frame. You have to take out a tenth a year. And so you're going to get hammered there. So anytime you can move stuff to Roth, you do not have required minimum distributions because you've already paid the taxes and it's tax-free. And your kids don't have any taxes.
That's right.
So it's tax-free. And there's no required withdrawal. So there's no well, there's a benefit to leaving it in there because it's still continuing to grow tax-free in the inherited side. But either way, the Roth is vastly superior to traditional for those 2 reasons when you get into your estate planning edge of things.
So tell people when they should start making those conversions.
As soon as you can pay cash for the taxes that it creates. And that's what she was trying to calculate.